On today's episode, we welcome a special guest, Vishav Preet, CEO of Aatio Digital. Vishav, welcome.
Thank you, Maxim. Thank you very much. Happy to be on your podcast, mate.
Thank you. So let's start with how did you start your business and what inspired you to start it?
Well, okay, so I would say it's been a really interesting and a long journey. Uh, so although it came from a very simple belief that, the AI should be very practical and human
Mhm.
and should be accessible by every business. So I've
Mhm.
been in the IT consulting for almost 2 decades. I worked in, had a opportunity and a privilege, I would say, to work in different countries. I started my career in India and then had an opportunity to work in China, then stayed in Australia for 4 or 5 years, and last 15 odd years before coming to Canada in 2023, I was in New Zealand.
Hmm.
And throughout this period, I worked in telecom, research and development, and then moved on to IT consulting. And what I figured out while working through large ERP transformation projects, as well as other cutting edge technologies in the different fields like insurance, banking, telecom, airlines, and I figured out that technology need to be simple. It need to work for people.
Mhm.
So on the similar kind of a belief, which kind of been I would say strengthening my progress. I did another startup in New Zealand. It used to call Arco.ai. I was a co-founder, and those were the early days of AI. And we worked on the conversational design to make kind of AI systems sound more human.
Hmm.
And we built a startup, and then we sold that startup in 2019. I would say like early 2019.
Nice.
And that startup, yeah, and that startup, although didn't had a voice interface for at that time, I would say technology was still maturing.
Mhm.
But we were definitely focusing on how we can provide the access of top-notch AI product to small and medium businesses and integrate into the ecosystem so that they can get maximized value out of it.
Hmm.
So, uh, along with Aatio, I've been also servicing as a business architect in there's a company in St. John called St. John Energy, and they are primarily working on digital and AI driven innovation. So it's amazing to see how utility sector is kind of utilizing AI and especially around grid intelligence and sustainability.
Hmm.
So my experience combined with the recent enhancements in the AI space, it actually has helped develop kind of issues, I would say, philosophy. It's more
Hmm.
about, combining the enterprise discipline with the startup kind of agility.
Hmm.
And so I would say kind of issue exists to make kind of AI adaptation meaningful.
Nice. And are you still solopreneur in this business now, or do you have a partner just like the other one that you started?
Okay, right. So the earlier one, I was a co-founder. This
Okay.
one, I'm the sole founder.
Okay.
But I do have my team actually who is
Okay.
working with me and my partners, I would say not partners, like collaborators with me.
Okay. So as
Yeah.
as the CEO of that business, are you like the tech guy? Or are you just the decision maker? Like, what's your role in that business since you have that team under you?
Okay. So as a startup, I think you wear every hat. So I'm a technology guy,
Okay.
and I also focus on my business vision and the strategy and direction.
Okay. Nice. And
Yeah.
what does your team are all IT guys under you basically right now?
Not really. They have a quite a diverse experience actually. Two people who I closely work with. One comes from a actually teaching background
Okay.
and very detailed and thorough person. So they kind of test the system so that we are offering the value, right value to our clients. And the second person comes from a quite extensive shipping industry experience, technical,
Hmm.
and he wanted to do something amazing in the AI as well as sales space. So he's helping me out in the sales side of things.
Okay. And what
Yeah.
what do you see maybe your clients, you said your clients are mid-sized and small-sized businesses, right? Right now?
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
so what do you see that they need for like AI or digital transformation, or what's the most that they're asking for their business from you, basically?
I would say, the major shift, a couple of years ago, people would ask me, what is AI?
Yeah.
But now most of the small and medium businesses are asking about, okay, how I can use AI in my business. So I would say it's a major shift in the mindset in
Okay.
the recent times. So small to medium businesses, they might have seen AI working somewhere, or a lot of news kind of comes in covering almost every media, whatever you are consuming. So most of the small and medium businesses kind of focusing on, okay, can how they can get benefit, and sometimes they end up using predictive insights or process automation or a customer experience kind of areas. And as I mentioned, like in the energy sector,
Hmm.
it's amazing to see, how utilities are kind of focusing on how they can use AI, especially in the, predictive load and integrating renewables and optimize the distribution.
Okay.
So I would say it's the kind of same logic applies to kind of every business, kind of focusing on, the use of data for
Mhm.
the predictive analysis and adapting AI faster.
Hmm. And do you see them wanting it more for like admin work, or do they want it more for maybe get more ROI or better money output? Like, what's their big reason of wanting AI usually in the business?
I think I would say primary use is efficiency. So how you can create a better efficiency for the business.
Okay.
Small to medium businesses, most of the time they will be very small team,
Hmm.
and they really want to focus on something which can actually, take their effort off from more mundane kind of tasks. Let's say the platform which we are offering, voice AI agents. So we focus on automating inbound and outbound calls. Then we go even one step further. Let's say as a business, if you received a call, we're going to take that call. We're going to transcribe all that call discussion and then tag certain words which, as a business owner, you want to focus on, and then integrate that to the either to the CRM system or your scheduling system.
Hmm.
So if you're a small medium business operator, if you're in the field or even at an office, let's say example of a doctor's, so they're pretty busy, right? So once you go to any, I would say clinic, let's say neurosurgeon or an eye surgeon, so once patient is in there,
Hmm.
they want to focus on who is in the premises. But if their phone is always constantly keep on ringing, they don't want to discourage the person who are calling, so they do want to attend it. And that's where our product comes in, So our AI agent will attend every call,
Hmm.
capture all the required information, and then so that while the person who is in the premises, they are servicing them, they are improving their customer experience. The person who is calling, that person is also taken care of.
Hmm.
And once the front desk gets some time, rather than discouraging or not attending the people who are in the premises, jump onto our dashboard, go through who called, and respond to those people. So
Hmm.
this provides an amazing, I would say, efficiency as well as better customer experience and the experience of the employees as well. So doctors are pretty happy, like their customers are serviced better and their front desk can kind of plan their work better rather
Hmm.
than randomly attending the calls.
And how long does it take to like implement that AI and training it? Because
Mhm.
it doesn't take like just a week, you just don't implement it and then it works like super perfect. And does it take like usually like a month, 2, 3 months? How long does it take for like the process to get good at what it needs to be done?
So we believe in like a quick turnaround. So I would
Okay.
say that's where our startup agility comes in.
Mhm.
Uh, Proof of concept usually takes less than a week.
Okay.
And most of the small businesses, they don't want to spend months in kind of,
Mhm.
early stages. They really want to see the ROI within no time. So
Yeah.
once the proof of concept is done, most of the time solution is ready to go live.
Hmm.
and ROI is pretty much from day one, or I would say pretty much in the first hour of the go live.
Nice. And
Yeah.
do you have any example of like businesses where it was a bit more difficult to implement it, or it mostly all the same from what you guys work with?
Oh, no, actually, we do come across a lot of challenges when implementing technology, especially where the integration comes in.
Mhm.
So working out our system and then providing access to our dashboard where clients can actually drive the ROI
Hmm.
way better is, that can be done within weeks' time. But if clients need more about integrating the outcome of those agents into the CRM system or their own customer management system, whatever they are using, that kind of becomes sometimes a blocker because most of the time, especially in the small to medium businesses, the applications being used are not very open, so they're very closed,
Hmm.
and they won't allow any external application like us to kind of integrate into their ecosystem.
Hmm.
So sometime I would say the benefit which small to business, medium business can get kind of get restricted by what other tech they are using.
Oh.
So, but now saying that, considering some of our clients, once they've seen the value out of our system, they're actually gone replacing the existing customer management system so that they can maximize on the value.
Hmm. So
Uh,
they're open to do the switch and not just stay to their technology after they saw like a proof of concept and that they know it's gonna work.
oh, absolutely. So it's not an easy journey for the businesses. So they
No.
can use our product and get the ROI straight away. But I
Hmm.
would say to maximize the ROI, uh, I think businesses do want to. There's a strong kind of, I would say, urge to, adopt better technology at the back end as well for the customer relationship management.
Hmm.
But I'm sure they are also restricted by, it needs cost, it needs effort, and a lot of data kind of sitting in those applications, which
Hmm.
are written in a different databases. And if they move on to a new latest tech, uh, then the whole transformation journey will take a bit longer.
Hmm.
So, as a small to business, medium businesses, the decision may not be easy to kind of go from whatever system they had, which they might have implemented like 10, 20 years ago,
Hmm.
and to go adapt a new system. But at least we are able to help them to kind of improve their customer experience and employee experience and drive some efficiency without even touching that, the old legacy systems.
Hmm. And as like it's a new tech AI since like what,
Mhm.
4 or 5 years, I think you said 2019-ish. How
So I think the conversational designs kind of started into existing like 2015, 2016. They were
okay.
very early
Okay.
stage. But then 2018, 17, I think they started becoming more, I would say, mainstream.
Hmm.
And so we like when we did the last startup, actually, Arco.ai, I was in New Zealand, and first client which we had was one of the big fives, actually, likes of PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, and all. So we were working with one of that client, and they wanted to use conversational AI to solve one of their, most complex use case.
Hmm.
And but then we had a lot of restrictions at that time, like voice was there, but it was not this efficient. So after OpenAI came in like 2023 end, so or 2022 end, I think the voice became more mainstream. And then there are some other tech evolution which is happening regularly, like 11 Labs and a couple of other
Hmm.
uh, startups which are core focusing on the voice only.
Hmm.
So that had actually helped us to kind of do more in this area.
Hmm. And with like that, with that technology of AI evolving
Hmm.
so much, is it hard to like stay in the focus of what you guys are doing or like what you guys need to implement? Because like,
Hmm.
every 2 weeks there's like Claude that come out and then there's
Yeah.
ChatGPT coming out, then there's Grok coming out. Like, so how do you guys just stay focused on like one that actually help you as like kind of the format that tech that's moving so fast? How do you guys stay
Hmm.
focused on one?
No, really interesting question, Maxim. I would say it's a constant challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So with every new feature release of a large LLM system, whether it's an OpenAI, Claude, or Google Gemini, or any other, they are actually eating up bunch of startups with every new feature release.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we are not immune from that one.
Hmm.
Uh, but it really comes down to large companies. They may not be focusing on the small and medium businesses right away, actually.
Yeah.
And the implementation may not be easy because that's where we are focusing on. Like we are taking the pain away from small to medium business guy to become an AI engineer, you know?
Hmm.
So our implementation cycle, as I mentioned, like proof of concept within a week time, we give them a very, focused attention to
Hmm.
focus on their specific use case and then helping them kind of solve their problem, which they have right now. So I'm sure the large, the enterprises like the OpenAI and likes of them, they're gonna unlock the similar features which we may have as of today. But
Hmm.
focusing on customer need, which are small to medium businesses, I think it's still in the distant future when the large enterprise can do more for them.
Hmm.
So by that time, I think we should be done by that time, actually. Yeah,
Absolutely. There's still time until they come up and just take everything.
absolutely. But as I said, like we are not immune to that one. So you never know if a new startup comes in, they make it so easy for small to medium businesses to kind of, do what we are doing in a much quicker, faster way.
Hmm.
But as of now, like although I'm trying to stay across, what's happening in the AI space, I haven't come across anything yet. But you never know, man.
Yeah. Have you seen any businesses that tried to implement AI by themselves and then called you because it didn't like work the way they think, and then you came in and basically
Oh,
changed everything,
absolutely,
or
actually.
you saw it and you're like, oh my God, like this is this is
Yeah.
not good.
So yeah, so that's the challenge which all well, we do face this quite often.
Yeah.
What is happening actually, there are a lot of companies who kind of working in I would say in a really similar areas.
Mm.
So if you, as I said, small to medium businesses, they really want to do things quickly.
Yeah.
They do want to save costs wherever possible.
Hmm.
So let's say if you have your own business, so if you have seen an ad online and on the advertisement field, you really want to make it sound very simple,
Yeah.
you know. So people kind of tend to lean forward to, okay, I will stitch something up myself, but then
Mm.
they would end up spending hours and hours on it, and then it may not be able to kind of drive the efficiency they were looking for or
Hmm.
the customer experience which they were looking for.
Hmm.
And then they reach out to likes of us,
Yeah.
where we come in, we have either we have service similar kind of a customers in that space, or
Hmm.
we understand their use case better considering we have service other clients.
Hmm.
So, and then we understand the platform, technology, how to get the best value out of the conversational design AI, and that kind of. So, one thing happens actually, once customer had a bad experience of trying something new or with any other vendor, once they come in, the sales cycle is very easy and simple,
Huh.
you know, because they really want their problem to be solved,
Yeah.
and they have seen the benefit of the technology. It's just that it's not working for them.
Hmm.
So if we are able to kind of quickly spin up, the proof of concept for their specific business, I think sales cycle is much shorter.
Absolutely. And then I think you see a lot of people go with AI and think that AI gives like all the proper answers or all the good answers, but they don't really know the tech behind it. So they just take it and use
Absolutely.
it and go and think it's gonna work.
Yeah,
And
true.
then as a tech guy, you see that and you're like, that's not it. That's just not good. You have to like switch this, switch that, and then it's gonna work. So
Absolutely.
it's really just a
So,
tool and not like the main guy that's done it.
yeah, true. So that's what happens. Like most of people don't realize how much goes behind the tech actually.
Hmm.
Uh, with each, so we work with 27 different LLM systems.
Okay.
So each LLM system would have a huge number of configurations to kind of optimize to get the best outcome.
Hmm.
So if you haven't dealt with various LLMs and figuring out, okay, what feature impacted which way and what is the right optimization level for the each feature, so your outcome would be very different.
Hmm.
So again, we can't stop people to kind of try. I think that's how the evolution happens.
Yeah,
But sometimes it's easy to kind of just leave with the expert which brings in and focus on what you are doing on in your business actually.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
coming back to the business, what have been like something working really well for Aatio Digital, like something that's just too easy for the business or something like that.
Right. So I think voice AI agents, I would say sales cycle is, I would say, shorter.
Okay.
People are seeing really value in this one. And any business who is making inbound or having inbound calls or making outbound calls, whether for the sales or customer service, uh, it's an easy win. Most of the time, after a first session with the client, they want to try their system out.
Hmm.
Uh, Another one is a strategic partnership. So we are working with a network of partners, I would say, like AI Forum New Zealand. So Asia is member of that one. We are also a member of a Digital Boost 3.0, which is a Tech Impacts COA's initiative. And then we have a bunch of other local partners like AN Software. They're based in like close proximity to us.
Hmm.
We also partner with one of the Oracle resellers. Uh, so another thing I would say would be where we can offer the consulting services
Mhm.
tagged within the bundle of our product, because most of the time businesses are kind of focusing on their day-to-day job, so they may not have an absolute understanding of their own ecosystem. So we go in there, we kind of figure it out, okay, what system we need to integrate to, what that integration looks like, how easy or difficult would that be. And that whole thing is kind of, we keep it non-transparent to them so that they don't have to kind of spend the time and effort on that one. So from a customer point of view, that goes very smoothly.
Hmm.
From our point of view, the sales cycle becomes much easier if we take that pain away from our customer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is, is it mostly voice AIs that the customer comes to ask about, or sometimes they
Mhm.
ask about more admin or more automatizations into the business, or it's mostly voice AI?
So it's most of the time customer would come for either for voice or for the automation. So
Okay.
automation is a big part of it.
Yeah.
So we are solving a bunch of problems for, I would say, mainly in the health sector. So, you know, the automation is focused on the most complex processes.
Okay.
And I may not be able to share the whole detail about it, but there's amazing stuff, amazing benefit which small to medium, health practices can get out of the services which we are offering.
Hmm.
And third part is general consulting. So we do offer general consulting. If any company, either they are looking for what better product is out there to service them in a much better way and can drive the better ROI. So
Hmm.
we are kind of focusing on those, the IT consulting services.
Mhm.
So I would say these are the three primary large categories. The first one is IT and AI consulting, just figuring out which use cases in the AI space work better for them. Second, automation. It could be using AI or any other tools available or suitable to the industry. And third one would be the voice AI agents.
Hmm. Nice. And we talked about what's easy for the business. You said customer sales was easy,
Yeah.
voice AI, that's pretty much what people are asking. So what's the challenges of the AI business right now?
So if we focus on small to medium businesses, I think access to the right data, like
Okay.
clean data, which we call, it's the most critical one.
Okay.
And then the missing governance or no idea what to do with it,
Okay.
to the system. That's a kind of, I would say, another one. And I would say another one could be the clear human oversight, like what they really kind of want to drive out of it.
Mm.
Sometimes people just get with the flow of the hype in AI, like something I might be missing if I don't do it. So sometimes people just come up with a very focused thing. Hey, this is what I want to do, rather than looking back, on a very high level business strategic phase that, okay, where actually the AI adaptation can help my business.
Mm.
So I would say this is more like, things which we discuss and try to kind of highlight with the client in very first session. So we always advise kind of focusing on what's the high value return in the business for them,
Hmm.
or what's the most complex, process in the business which they uh, can automate and get benefit out of, using these latest techs.
Hmm. And do you have
Yeah.
sometime like do you have example of some businesses that ask stuff about AI that just not doesn't make sense, but is not really related to ROI, or they think it's like the best idea of it, and then it's like not really? Do you have like an example of an idea that came to you and you were like,
Yeah.
yeah, AI is not really the best for that?
Yeah, so I think most of companies are actually trialing AI in different way.
Hmm.
So again, I would say it's still very early stage. As I mentioned, like we very much focus on like three high level use cases. The voice agents, automation for the business processes, and IT and AI consulting, just helping figuring out the best use cases in the AI or IT space where they can invest and do more. But to answer your question, we hear a lot of from the market itself, like people have been trying different systems, like even the predictive analysis when you go for thinking about forecasting.
Okay.
So
Okay.
until unless you have a very strong, clean data sets,
Hmm.
it may not be able to drive the right predictive analysis or the forecasting models.
Hmm.
So, but obviously, we can only do so much depending on, the data
Hmm.
availability.
Hmm.
So I think that's kind of more on the overall industry rather than to any specific client. What happened in the last, since 20, uh, I would say 2010, or since the mobile, the revolution happened. So the
Hmm.
data with every organization is sitting in huge piles,
Yeah.
but we don't have access to the clean data.
Hmm.
And that's, I would say, number one blocker. Plus,
Hmm.
obviously, the governance, and then, the clear human oversight. So I would say the challenges are there, and most of the companies are trying to get the maximum value out of it. But again, it really comes down to, as I mentioned, like finding the right use case. You know,
Hmm.
so, but AI can do amazing stuff, but it really comes down to, how ready you are and like maximize the value for AI tools.
Absolutely. So for your business in the 6 to 12 months, what's the big goals out of it?
So we're keeping it simple. Actually, we really want to be recognized as a trusted partner, excuse me, for the responsible AI adaptation,
Hmm.
especially in small to medium businesses stream. We are focusing on Canada as well as Australia, Asia.
Okay.
So we are working, developing our AI readiness and compliance framework, which we kind of, happy to share with the client, whoever want to talk to us. Uh, Sorry about that.
It's okay.
And yeah, so that's the kind of key part where we want to kind of focus on the next 6 to 12 months.
Nice. So basically just change your market from Canada to Australia a little bit. Where were you aiming right now before that?
So these two are our primary markets.
Okay.
Businesses registered in Canada as well as New Zealand.
Okay.
And New Zealand, Australia has kind of similar markets. And from the use cases point of view, we are solving the similar use cases in both Canada and New Zealand market.
Okay.
And yeah, and I would say the AI readiness and compliance frameworks for both the countries are different, because Canada's AI and Data Act is different. EU's AI Data Act is different. Sometimes we need to do comply to that one as well. And Australia and New Zealand have their own AI framework.
Mm-hmm.
So we collaborate with the different, I would say the think tanks to drive those compliance frameworks, and so that we kind of advise on the, do the right thing to the clients.
And what's
Yeah.
the big barrier between you and achieving that goal next year? Is there like putting yourself more out there on maybe the social medias or marketing? Like, I don't know. What's the barrier between those two?
Uh, I would say the talent. So
Okay.
finding the right expertise, uh, although a lot of professionals are kind of learning the new tech,
Mm-hmm.
but the tech evolution is paced so high that even for seasoned professionals, it's kind of hard to kind of catch up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and with the growth of the business, we are always kind of, I would say, uh, shortage of the skill set which we really need, time to time.
Hmm.
So I think we need to do quite a lot, even in Canada as well as in New Zealand, Australia, that we need to kind of develop the new, age of the engineers now,
Hmm.
who are kind of comfortable dealing with the different AI tools.
Hmm. So before we
Yeah.
close, for listeners who want to learn more about your business or connect with you, where can they reach you the best?
Okay, so yeah, it's quite easy. They can jump on our website. It's called Aatio.digital, and or people can drop me a message on LinkedIn. I would be happy to have a chat with them.